let's dive in. For today, I want to talk about this concept and this perspective shift that I went through that really took me from, temporary fix after temporary fix to an actual permanent change. And the concept I want to talk about today is marriage. Okay. And not the marriage you have with your spouse, but the marriage you have with your health. Okay. Because health is not this thing you just do and these tasks you get done. Okay. Health is this living, breathing, organic entity that needs to be nurtured and needs to have attention and needs to have effort. Okay. So I want you to start thinking of you and your health as a marriage, as a relationship, not just a thing, not just a thing to do. It's this actual thing that needs effort. Okay. So to start off, what I want you to do is in the comments, I want you to write what are some of the qualities that you look for in a life partner. So what are the non-negotiable qualities that you look for in your spouse or you have in your spouse right now? What do you love or need? Write that in the comments. So humor, respect, loyalty, trust, all that stuff, fun, yes. Now, what would be the deal breakers in a marriage or a relationship? What are the things that are like red flags to you? What are the red flags in a marriage for you, in a relationship for you? Yep, so drinker, so addictions, family-oriented, dishonesty, cheating, yep. Cool, okay, I love it, love where this is going. So, take a second. If you have a marriage, and now we're talking about your health marriage, they should be parallel, meaning you should be getting the same good qualities you get from your spouse from your health marriage. And there should be zero negative non-negotiables, deal breakers in your health marriage as well, right? So take a second and ask yourself, are those deal breakers happening in my health marriage? Because I would never allow them to happen in my regular marriage, right? So take a second. Are you getting the same fulfillment from your regular marriage, the good qualities, the trust that there's no deal breakers? Is that in your health marriage as well? Right? Do we need to adjust that? Okay? So that's the first thing we need to go into. What are the qualities of this marriage to make it last? And what are your deal breakers? Right? Really go through that and see, am I living up to the same quality of marriage with my health as I expect from my spouse? Okay, so that's step number one. Now, step number two in this marriage, this relationship, right? You have to start from the beginning. So how do you find the one, right? How do you find the one? You date around, right? You date around. You see what you like, what you don't like, what you need to work on, right? You see what's out there. And then eventually you're ready to settle down and then you find the person, right? You have to be done with the single life. You have to be done with the bullshit. It's exhausting out there and you have to be ready to settle down, right? At some point you're like, yep, I'm ready. So same thing needs to be happening with your health. Okay, you need to, just like you date around, you need to diet around, right? Keto, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, fasting, insert here, blah, blah, blah. You need to dabble in all of these little diets, all these little tries to get healthy and lose weight, to finally say, I'm fed up, I'm ready to settle down and take this commitment to my health serious. I'm ready to marry my health, not just date around, not just dabble in it. I'm ready to go, head first. Does that make sense? And so all the fit queens listening to me talk right now, you are at that point. You are at that point, and that is why this is successful for you. You dated around, you were ready to settle down, and you made the commitment to go all in on your health. You were at a point where you were ready and sick of the single life, right? So you need to be ready to make that full commitment. You need to be a place where you're fed up of being on and off of that diet hamster wheel, and you're ready to fully commit. Otherwise, you won't be successful in your health marriage, right? So all of you here have gone through that step. Really interesting to think about, right? And then we go into, if the goal of dating is to get married, do we stop trying after we reach the goal? Do we stop trying when we get married? Definitely not. We could arguably say it gets harder. You got to try more, right? More responsibilities, a family, crazy life phases, you change, they change, right? So there's a lot more work after you get married. Just because you reach your goal of marriage doesn't mean you stop trying. Same thing with your health relationship. Just because you reach a goal, or even the ultimate goal you had on your mind, say it was 10 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it was, if you reach that goal, does that mean you stop trying? No, you don't get to stop being married every now and then, right? You have to stay and nurture that relationship no matter what. You don't get to come in and out when you feel like it. That's not a healthy relationship, and that's not a stable relationship that you can rely on. Does that make sense, ladies? So really big thing, like you have to treat your health marriage like you would treat a regular marriage. You don't get to opt out. You don't get to take a break, right? It's here, you work on it, you nurture it, even when you've reached the goals. Does that make sense? Very interesting parallel, right? Because you have the good versus bad as well, right? Like anybody married or in a long-term relationship before, it's not perfect, right? It's not perfect. There's a lot of goods and a lot of bads, but the goods make the bads worth it. But you don't get to just jump out when there's bads. You don't get to say, I'm just going to skip this part, right? You have to sacrifice. You have to stick around. You have to work through the bads to be able to appreciate the goods, right? The first bad thing that happens in a marriage, do you get a divorce? No, right? So the first bad thing that happens in your health relationship, you can't go get a divorce. You can't go get a divorce, right? You can't just give up on each other like that, right? You're cheating yourself out of the opportunity to learn each other, to grow together, to strengthen your bond with your health, right? You have to strengthen that bond, right? You've been casually dating your health for so many years, right? Now we've committed and now you're stuck. You are stuck with your health. So act like you're in a relationship that's two-sided, right? Are you putting in enough effort, or are you just expecting results, right? A relationship is two-sided. If you want more compliments from your husband, guess what you have to do? You have to compliment him too, right? Is your health relationship recently, has it been one-sided? Are you expecting too much from the other side? Are you, going straight to the divorce mindset when something goes south because you've just been viewing this as a quick way to get results instead of this tangible attention-needing relationship, right? Very interesting shift in perspective here. Very, very cool, ladies. And then same thing, right? Sometimes in marriage, there are dry spells. You go weeks, months without getting intimate. Sometimes there's temptation, right? Same thing on your health. There's going to be dry spells. There's going to be temptation. It's not going to be exciting. It's not going to be motivating. You're not going to be inspired. You're going to want to quit. You're going to think it's not working. It's going to be bored. You're going to have these dry spells with your health relationship, right? So you have to do what would you do in a marriage? What would you do in a marriage when there's a dry spell? You spice things up, they say, right? Find a spark. Maybe buy a little bit of lingerie. Maybe light some candles, ladies. Same idea. Don't accept the dry spell in your health. Don't accept it. It's not this stagnant thing. It's this organic, alive entity that you have control over building and bonding and strengthening. If there's a dry spell, spice it up. Whatever that means. Buy a new pair of yoga pants. Change up your exercise routine. Get a haircut. Feel better. Like, spice it up just like you would in a marriage. Okay? So anytime you're in a situation with your health, with your weight loss, where you're thinking, I don't know what to do, or you're feeling these negative feelings about it, you say, when I feel these emotions with my marriage, how do I act? What would I do? And then you apply the exact same principles, the exact same effort and attention and care that you would apply to making it last with your life partner. Because health is the only guaranteed life partner that you have the ability to be with. That's the strongest relationship you can build. And it is there. It will always be there. You have to make the effort. It's always going to make the effort. It will always give you back what you put in and more. It is the most bountiful relationship you will ever have. There's no ego in health. There's no arguments with health, right? There's no, I don't like the bathroom color health. You get to choose whatever bathroom color you want. So you need to realize that you need to go deeper than that. If you're not treating your health like a relationship and you're just treating it like just something you have to be doing, and it doesn't involve extra effort or care or attention, it will fade. The attraction will fade, and you will end up divorcing your health. And divorcing your health it's really just an early grave. Right, ladies? So very, very interesting shift. So what I need you ladies to do is I need you to think of your health as a marriage. Are you committed to it, or is one foot out the door? Are you putting attention into it, or has it been one-sided? Right? So the question I want to ask you ladies, and you can write it in the comments. Number one, are you committing to your health? Like, are you married to your health right now? Who says yes? Who is fully married to your health? You are in it. There is no turning back. Put it in there. And now if you are married, the next question, how can you be a better wife? Isn't that a cool question? How can you be a better wife with your health? In your health marriage, what can you be doing better? Write it in the comments. How can you be a better wife? How can you be giving your health what it needs more of? That attention, that nurture. What are you lacking? What are you giving to your spouse that you're not giving to your health? It should be equal time, energy, and effort. The parallel should be easy to draw. Pay more attention. Strive to be a better wife daily. Yeah, isn't that cool? I love that question. Things are not going well. Reset my mindset. Yes, say I do. I love that. Dedication. Exactly. Like, make your vows to your health, right? Make it work with your health. Realize that this is an up and down roller coaster. It is this entity that will take you all the way around. And when you do that, you kind of accept the journey more, right? Because we always get bummed out at every roadblock we hit. But do you get bummed out at every roadblock in your marriage or in a relationship? No, you're like, okay, here it is again. Let's work on it. Let's get this over with and get back to feeling good, right? You can't get overwhelmed and reactive and want to throw in the towel every time there's a roadblock. Otherwise, it's not going to work, right? It just will not work. Same within a marriage. If you just get overwhelmed and reactive with every roadblock that comes your way, you're going to get divorced, right? You're just going to get divorced, right? Same with your health. That's the one thing, like, we cannot get divorced, right? And I'm talking about regular, general, healthy relationships. Of course, there's some crazy relationships out there that warrant a divorce, but we're talking about regular, healthy relationships. It's not going to work. It's not going to work if you don't put in the effort, right? So how can you be a better wife? Is it one-sided, right? So we got daily communication, being supportive. That's an interesting one, right? Have you been supportive of your health, right? Are you doing everything to make healthy decisions easy? Does your lifestyle, does your household, do they promote health, right? Is it in line with your spouse and your health, right? Are they on the same page? Are you supporting yourself, or are you tearing yourself down? Are you doing enough to uplift yourself every day? Do you have positive affirmations? Do you catch yourself in the middle of your self-talk? Do you write down all the good things about you? Do you keep track of every little inkling of progress? Are you supporting yourself along this journey, or are you the one that's making it extra hard? Are you coming up with excuses for every solution, right? Are you tempting yourself and bringing bad food into the house, right? Are you avoiding tough conversations with people because you're afraid of upsetting them, when really you're the one upset if you don't go have the talk? So there's a lot of different things here. So super, super, super important. Yeah, go for a drive. What else? Stop cheating on my health. Yeah, see? So, I mean, you're not going to cheat in your marriage. You're not going to cheat on your health, right? And it all comes down to, our food is not just what we eat, right? Our food is what we consume with our eyes, with our ears, what we put into our bodies, on our bodies. Like, everything is food for our souls, including, the things that we watch that are temptations, right? If you're watching baking shows all day long on the Food Network, right? If you're scrolling through Instagram and your full feed is chocolate cakes. I remember one time I was so obsessed with desserts. Every time I opened Instagram, it was just new desserts. Every picture was new desserts. That's temptation. Guess what? You're going to cheat. Same thing if you know your husband has a bunch of naked pictures of naked ladies, half naked ladies in their underwear. If it just keeps popping up, you're putting yourself in a bad position. Don't put yourself in a position where you're likely to cheat and be tempted, right? Because at the core, we're not always strong enough. We're not always strong enough, and that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? We're slowly getting stronger the longer we're on this journey. But in the meantime, don't put yourself in situations where you're tempted, right? You know, learn how to bake healthier options. You know, don't be staring at food all the time. Don't go out with the friends who you know are really, really pushy and always say, you know, one more drink. We all have those friends. Or usually it's a family member too. I got some crazy family members that just get extremely offended if you don't eat their food. Sometimes you got to offend people for your own good every now and then. Sometimes you have to. So the most important relationship that will determine how successful your other relationships are is the marriage you have with your health. And you have to start treating it like it's that important of a relationship. Not just this thing we have to do because we want to, you know, live longer or look good. Those are great reasons. But it's more than that. It's deeper than that. There's so many different layers in a marriage. It's not something you can just opt out of. It's something that you're stuck in, right? You're stuck in it. For anybody in a marriage or a long-term relationship, you're in it. You're not, there's no out here. You're right. I'm going to make it work. Whatever happens, I'm going to make it work. Or whether it's with your best friend, if you don't have a significant other right now, the most important relationship in your life is with your health. And that is what every other relationship's quality is built on. If you do not have a loving, healthy, nurturing relationship with your health, if you do not make time for your health, like you have date nights for your husband, you just can't have a fulfilling relationship in any other area, right? And ladies who've been overweight, been unhappy, not been confident in their bodies, you know this, right? Your insecurities hold you back. They hold you back from wearing the things you want to wear, going to the places you want to go, right? Taking cute pictures, buying cute clothes, getting intimate with people, right? Like you hold yourself back. You hold yourself back. So it starts with recommitting to your marriage, asking yourself how you can be a better wife, right? And I mean, that's like the biggest form of self-respect. Taking care of your health is the biggest form of self-respect. Biggest form, right? They say, you know, exercise is one of the best antidepressants out there, and nutrition is one of the best anti-anxiety medications out there, right? So take care of your health, put it first, and then everything else will open up. Everything else becomes such a higher quality in your life. You appreciate everything more. You kind of, you know, you glow, you emanate all this light around you. Everybody else feels it, right? Has anybody else been told that they have a glow or that they're a good influence, or have you seen people subconsciously making healthier decisions because you've been influencing them? It's amazing. When you put your relationship first with your health, amazing things happen. And if you treat it like a relationship instead of just tasks to do throughout your life, it completely changes your perspective, and you accept the peaks and the valleys along the way. Just like you accept them in your other marriage, you can accept them in this marriage. Instead of trying to skip them, fast forward them, get angry at them, not understand why they're there. Just like, what would you do in a relationship if you got into a fight? Right? You sit down and you listen. Same with your health. Sit down and listen. Don't get caught in your feelings. There's so many different analogies we can use for this. It's crazy. But the most important one, and you can ask yourself, is like, how can I be a better wife to my health? Simply put, what can I be doing better? How can I be more supportive? How can I be more loyal, more reliable, more trustworthy? What do I have to put in place in my life so that my health marriage is strong and not tempted? Does that make sense, ladies? Very cool thought today. So leave this call working on your marriage. It's kind of like I'm like your health marriage therapist. So really quickly, ladies, I want you to write your comments, your takeaways, right? Take anything, comments, anything you want to add. How do you feel about today's call? How are you going to use it going forward to strengthen that relationship, right? How is this going to deepen the bond? Because that's what this is it. That's what this is, right? It's your life partner just in health form. So how can we deepen that bond, strengthen the relationship, and accept the relationship for what it is, right? What you do in your marriage is what you need to do in your health. That's the big takeaway here. Health journey isn't perfect. Accept the highs and lows and keep going. Absolutely. Strengthen the loyalty in my health marriage. That's huge. That's a good one, right? Remember those qualities you're looking for? You got to make sure they're maintained in the other one. Otherwise, you're not going to want to be involved in the relationship, right? If you're not getting those good qualities, why are you even invested in it, right? It's just like a bad boyfriend. You're out. Once you have enough of the shit, once you get sick of it, you're out. So invest in those good qualities. What else? Ice cream. Next time ice cream is calling me, punch it out. Too funny. Accountability and strength, day by day. That's a good one too. Day by day, in the sense that, you know, sometimes you fantasize about being single. You're like, oh, I remember when I was single, I didn't have to tell anybody where I was. It was so much easier. I had less responsibilities. Like, we have that little thing there sometimes. But then at the end of the day, if you really think about it, you don't ever want to be like this person is your life partner. They mean so much to you. You've been through so much. Same thing goes for your health. Sometimes you doubt it. Sometimes you're like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. It's too hard. It's not worth it. Or it's not working. Maybe it doesn't work for so long and you forget why you start. You forget why you fell in love with it in the first place, right? Same cliches in marriage apply here too. So if you just take it day by day, it's way less overwhelming. And day by day, you try to find that spark. You try to re-spark it, right? Have fun, enjoy each other, enjoy health. Enjoy it every day. Find a way to enjoy it every day, reflect on it, give it attention every day, or it will die. Whatever that means for you, right? Whatever your list of qualities is, give your health relationship attention every day, just like you would your marriage. Okay? What you don't manage can't be measured. Okay? What you don't measure can't be managed. You got to pay attention. You got to put in the work, right? Put in the work, whatever that means. You know what you need to do. You know how you feel. You know where you're lacking. You know the negative qualities that are in your health relationship that are, holding you back or making you feel more negative sometimes than others. Like, you know what the negative qualities are, the deal breakers that are still hanging out. You know them. List them, see them on paper. If you wouldn't accept that in a marriage, you sure as hell should not be accepting them with your health. Okay, ladies? So, say I do to your health and be a better wife. All right? All right, ladies. Thank you for listening. You guys are awesome. I will post this in the Facebook group so you can go back and watch it as well. Please leave this call with a new perspective on what this journey is. Okay? You're strengthening your relationship. And that it can't be one-sided. Okay? You can't put in nothing and expect things in return. I find that that's a big issue a lot of the times when we plateau or we don't see results. It's because you stop putting the effort. You forgot that it's a relationship that needs love. It's a relationship that needs love, and you just expect the one side to keep giving you things without putting anything on the other end, right? You wouldn't give up on your marriage. You wouldn't just stop doing everything for your marriage. You do little things, the bare minimum. Like, how was your day, honey? Even though maybe you don't care some days, right? You still say it. It's the bare minimum. It gets you through to that other good time, right? So it should be parallel. It should be the exact same thing, ladies. Take what you would do in a marriage and apply it to your health relationship and watch it blossom. Watch it deepen. Watch it have new meaning. Watch it not be torture. Watch it turn into this thing you enjoy feeding instead of drag your feet to have to do sometimes. Okay, ladies? So I love you. Thank you for joining me. You guys are always so awesome. If you need help with anything, if you have any questions, you know where to find us.